Excited to be here. We want to thank the Citrus Bowl for having us. I can tell you our families and all the players are having a tremendous time here in Florida, in Orlando. So we're thankful for this opportunity, and we're definitely looking forward to taking on a really good Iowa team this Monday.
All right, if you have a question, raise your hand. We'll get you a mic. Who wants to go first? All right, first on the right. Hey Tim, Chad Weiss, Dakota Line Registry.
Hey, Chad.
What Iowa's offense obviously has had some notable challenges this year. How much pressure do you feel like you can put on your quarterback with the defensive line that you have?
Yeah, well, we're obviously, always trying to, apply some pressure when we can. One of the things that makes Iowa unique is, they're very rarely off schedule. They work really hard to stay on schedule, I should say. So, we got to do a great job of stopping the run. Putting ourselves in a situation to be able to rush the passer. So, right now our main priority is making sure that we can put ourselves in a situation that would give us a chance to hopefully try to apply some pressure.
We'll take it right on the left.
Tim, it's been quite the month for the secondary, I guess, for you guys. A lot of faces in and out. What's that process been like, and how have you seen some of those young guys step up and prepare for their opportunity in the bowl game?
Yeah, I think the key word is opportunity. Obviously we've had some transition back there, and we wish those guys the best, and we're super happy for the guys that are here. So they're going to be great opportunities. Some guys that have played some guys that haven't played at all. But at the end of the day, we believe in the standard being the standard regardless of who's out there. So we're looking forward to watching them perform this Monday. I know these guys have worked really hard, and every single person in that room believes in them, and we're looking forward to watching them perform this Monday.
We'll take it back on the camera, guys.
Aaron, how have you seen Aaron develop this year, and what do you think he can improve on moving forward?
Yeah, Elijah has had a really, some challenges obviously, but he's really done some really good things for us as well. I think at the end of the day, he's a guy who hadn't played a ton the year prior, was kind of forced into the starting lineup because of an injury early. But I thought week in and week out, he worked his tail off to put himself in the best possible position to be successful. So, we love the kid. He's one of the hardest workers on our team. And I think just like everybody, he has things that he can continue to grow in. And I think he's really fighting to do that. So we're excited for him. This will obviously be a great challenge for him. But I know he's up for it. It'll be fun.
More questions from the room? We'll back on the left to the right, and then we'll go to Scott there. We'll do the opposite order. Scott, you do it first, then we'll go to Brett Sawyer.
Wanted to ask you about James Pearce and what is making him so successful, especially off the edge, and what's his upside?
Yeah, I think the sky's the limit for James. He's a tremendous worker for us. When we recruited him, we knew he had a tremendous upside, good size, good length, I should say. But he's worked really hard to put on the proper weight to get stronger. Extremely athletic. I think he's just scratching the surface on how good he can be. He's obviously made a name for himself as a rusher, but I think he has a lot more versatility to him that, we're going to work really hard, in the next coming months to make sure that we continue to grow his game. So, but we're excited for him. It's hard to find that type of size with that type of athleticism, and we feel very fortunate to have him a part of our program, and, to watch him grow from the first day he stepped on campus to where we are right now just makes us extremely proud of the kid.
All right, we're going to go back and then to the red sweater on the left.
Aaron, back here. Two things for you. One, what's going through your mind with a little bit of time in between games and knowing this will be your final game in your working way?
Honestly, I'm just trying to be in the moment. I'm trying not to think about that too much. I love playing for this university. I love playing for the T. So, I'm enjoy every last minute I have doing it. So, yeah.
On the left, if you have a question, you can raise your hand.
Coach, last game for Aaron sitting right by your side. Just what have you seen from him this year? And since you've been here at Tennessee, that's made him such a dynamic player and leader in the room.
Well, I think that last statement, a leader, he's worked really hard. I wouldn't say he's the loudest guy, when you walk in the room, but, I think you can see it in his play, how hard he works, the way the guys respond to him when he does speak to him. So it's just been awesome. You love to see guys grow and develop, and to see where he is right now, we couldn't be more proud of him. Tremendous worker, instincts off the chart. We're definitely looking forward to watching him, run through that tee one more time and put it on stage this Monday.
All right, any questions for Aaron, and then we'll take one in the back and the right.
Aaron, what can you do as a linebacker to help that young secondary and make their lives a little bit easier?
I'll just say, communicating well with them, making sure, we're talking pre-snap before the play happens. Honestly, just making sure we're on the same page. I feel like once we're not on the same page, things don't go so well. So I'll just say communicating with them, before every play.
We'll take another one here in the second row.
Coach Banks, another guy that you've had played a lot at football for you, Jaylen McCollough, his final game, 51st start. What can you say about the way what he's been to you and his value he's brought to your secondary year?
Yeah, it's been awesome. It's like having another coach on the field. Extremely bright, just a pleasure to work with. He's one of those guys who really loves the game. He's a guy that'll text you, asking you about different plays in the middle of the night. It's been awesome. I didn't even realize it was so many starts, to be quite honest with you, until someone brought it to my attention a couple of weeks ago. So we're proud of him. I think it says a lot about him as a man and his durability and him being able to fight through some bumps and bruises. So we're excited for him. Not only has he been a tremendous player on the field, but definitely a great locker room teammate and a guy that we've enjoyed coaching through this ride.
All right, we'll go right down in front here.
Aaron, what's your scout on Iowa's offense when you watch them on film, and kind of say then what do they do well?
I think they do well up front. I think their O-line does a really good job working together. I feel like they show us some stuff that we really haven't seen this year. They run a lot of 13 personnel and 12 personnel, and they'll stay in that all game. I feel like that's a little bit different, stuff we really haven't seen. So, but I think overall, they work well together, and they do a good job for sure.
If you have a question, raise your hand. We'll run mic to you. If not, we'll let the guys get going early. All right, we'll take them down front.
Tim, I wanted to ask about Iowa's passing game. I mean, it has been so anemic this year, but I know you're dealing with some losses in the secondary. I just wonder how confident are you in the backups that are playing in this game that you haven't seen as much this year?
Yeah, I mean, we're confident in our whole team. We, like I said earlier, the standard, as cliche as that may sound, we preached that from the beginning of camp, to obviously the bowl game. Regardless who's in the game, there's a certain level of expectations that come with stepping out on that field, and those guys understand that. So, again, you throw all the records out, in my opinion, the stats and all that stuff. These guys have had a couple weeks to get ready, to work on things that they needed to improve on, no different than us. So we're going to go out there and put our best foot forward and do everything we can to try to get this victory. And I think those guys have worked their tail off, or they've been working their tail off, and they're excited about that challenge. And we're going to go out there and fight and try to get this victory.
All right, we're going to go back and then in front right here.
Sitting back here. Can you describe, as an assistant coach in college football today with today's landscape, what December is like for you with all those moving parts right now?
Yeah, chaos. Is chaos a good word? Yeah, it's definitely challenging. And it's different for me. I've been doing this for a couple decades, and this is obviously a new landscape for everybody. So, but it is what it is. You have to be able to navigate through it. I think the programs who continue to grow will be the programs that handle it the best. Like I said earlier, we love our guys, and the guys that are here, and we wish the guys that left the best. But it's just the nature of the beast right now. But it's been really busy. It's a lot going on. Obviously coaching your team. Obviously recruiting. But at the end of the day, University of Tennessee is a great place to be. We don't have any issues of getting guys that want to be here. It's a lot of players who want to be here. It's a lot of guys that are already here. And we're definitely excited about the ones we got and the ones who want to be here.
I'll take them down front right here.
Tim, with those young DBs that are getting a first start, a lot of playing time, do you see an impact next season in what they do in this game? There's so much talk on offense about this is sort of a head start for Nico. Do you see it that way with your young DBs?
Yeah, it's the same. Anytime you get a chance to get some reps under your belt, it's a chance to build upon it. Game reps, are obviously different than practice reps, and having a chance to do it, in the Citrus Bowl on this type of stage, will be definitely valuable experience that those guys can build upon heading into the spring and obviously the fall. So, yeah, it'll be great for those guys to, go out there and cut their teeth and get this thing going, to give them a springboard to, build upon it. Absolutely.
All right, let's call for a couple hands. All right, we'll take the red on the right, blue on the left, and then we'll wrap it up.
Iowa's tight end position has faced a lot of injuries, but what have you seen from the guys, Addis Nostrega, Steven Stilianos on film?
Yeah, versatility is the first thing that comes to mind. Those guys are obviously really good in the run game, but the way they move them around and get them as a vocal point in a lot of the pass game has been impressive. Obviously I've seen, Iowa, from back in the day at the other places I've been, so they have a great tradition at tight end. So anybody that they recruited to play tight end was probably pretty good at their high school. So they got our respect, A, the way they block, and B, the way they use those guys in the passing game. So we know there's going to be a great challenge for our linebackers and our safeties in terms of the matchups in the pass game, and then obviously in the run game with some of our edge guys being able to defeat some of their blocks. So it's a challenge, and we're definitely looking forward to it.
I'm going to take one last one here on the aisle.
Coach, kind of a big picture question with all the chaos you talked about in December. I don't know how much time you had really to go look back at the regular season, but as a whole, how do you feel like your defense performed this season? How would you assess where improvement continued, where maybe things came up short, and kind of how would you assess how your group played during the course of the season?
Yeah, I think, obviously our goal is to win every single game. When you don't win every single one of them, there's things that you want to improve on. But at the end of the day, we felt like we made some great strides. We thought we had really good senior leadership, and we felt like we did a lot of things to help this team move the needle in the right direction. So, yeah, I'm excited about them. I really am. I think we played really good defense most of the year, and obviously when you don't win them all, you're disappointed. I think we'll take time, obviously, after the season, take a deeper dive, exactly where we can improve and continue to grow. But overall, we felt like we played outstanding.
All right, thank you guys for your time. We appreciate it.